Heidi Ganahl's Republican campaign for governor is looking to make history with her running mate selection today. Danny Moore would be the third black lieutenant governor in Colorado, but he would be the first ever election denier to hold that position. If you've heard of Moore, it's probably for the time that he was recently removed as head of the state's redistricting committee for pushing election rigging conspiracy theories. Ganahl falsely claimed today that Moore is not an election denier, but politics guy Marshall Zellinger still has the receipts.
Danny Moore is the running mate for Republican gubernatorial candidate Heidi Ganahl. He was not her first pick. On conservative talk radio on July 1st, she said her pick was a strong Hispanic leader from rural Colorado. Moore is African American and from Centennial.
It's somewhat of a head scratcher, no doubt about it.
We asked conservative pollster David Flaherty not so much about a running mate who was not the first choice, but a running mate who lost a leadership position because of social media posts questioning the 2020 election.
In Colorado, that question is relatively important to voters. It's going to extend that those questions are around Heidi Ganahl, whether she believes the election was stolen or not.
Moore served on the committee that redrew the boundaries for the state's 8 congressional districts. He was stripped as chair of that committee after our reporting on his social media posts, calling the 2020 election the most questioned election in our country's history, saying mail-in ballots can be controlled by the people you give them to.
Danny is not an election denier.
Ganahl spoke about her pick this afternoon on 850 KOA.
And as a citizen was asking questions and made a post on Facebook that caused some drama when he was on the redistricting commission.
It was not just one Facebook post. In one reply, he wrote, "No one believes that 80 million people voted for Joe Biden." In another post, he said the president was elected by the Democrat steal, and another post about election fraud.
Every campaign is going to have some unforced errors at some point.
9 News Republican analyst Kelly Maher points out it's July and the announcement of a running mate, not something issue-related when more voters are paying attention after Labor Day.
I think that this lieutenant governor's pick will probably not have as much of an effect as it feels like it has right now today.
There was an Hispanic from rural Colorado, Felix Lopez, who I spoke with a week and a half ago, who was rumored to be the pick. He told me he was not sure how that information got out prematurely and conversations were still going on. And on KOA radio today, when asked about this other pick, Heidi Ganahl said they had to make a change because of family issues.
Kelly Maher references an unforced error. Lieutenant governor pick's supposed to be a layup. I mean, you get to pick the person, you get to vet the person. The only thing that you can't do is like announce it's the one guy and then say, whoops, oh, nope, that guy's gone. Now we got a new guy. And it seems like it's just like drip, drip, drip.
When you have multiple things on top of each other, we have this, we have the pick that isn't what you said it was going to be in the first place. The thing last week about Democrats for Ganahl with a prominent far-right Republican holding a sign that they talked their way out of by saying, oh, she was just there to support the Democrats. She's not a Democrat. And if you want to go back to the watch party, sharing a watch party with Tina Peters, which brings us back to this and the topic of election fraud, which she wanted to avoid since she announced last September.
And for everybody who's like center right or right in Colorado that wants a competitive governor's race, what could end up being the end result here is that national money that could come in and make this competitive, those people may watch the Ganahl campaign at this point and decide that they would rather just light their money on fire in a trash barrel.
There's a bigger trickle-down effect also with the state Senate possibly up for grabs. If the Republicans win at least 2, perhaps 3 seats, they could take control of the state Senate. If you don't have quite what you're expecting on the top of the ticket, it could roll down.
All right, Marshall, thank you.